Hello. It's actually the part 2 of today's stream, but because part 1 was only about less than few minutes, let me see. Oh, actually, it was about 8 minutes, so probably I'll continue that as part 2, and it would be. Okay, let's restart. I think we should restart. So welcome to my stream. It's number 152 of my series, The Late Night Talks with Romantic Developer, and I accidentally ended the previous stream too short from beginning, but I'll just repeat everything and remove that stream. So today is 152nd instance of that stream series, which means that we successfully completed the challenge I had. The challenge I had for myself, from myself, and with some help of my wife, if I can do 152 days of consecutive day stream challenge. And here we are doing that, and yeah, we did that. And it's really important. We talked about it a little bit during one of the previous streams, to build some habit. And if you heard that to build a habit you need to spend like 30 days or 22 days and doing something, yeah, it could help, but it's too short for a habit, and at least to understand if it's really worth it, if it's something you want to do and something you're going to do. After 150 days it's become kind of a work, and it become a deep tradition, because you overcome much more challenges than in like 20 days or 30 days. Because in 5 months, in more than 5 months, of course you will have some holidays, you will have some celebrations, some family events, maybe some work events, and adjusting all of that to doing some, spending some part of your day, even if it would be just 15 minutes or 20 minutes for a stream, of course, means a lot. It means that you need to do, and I'm just saying stream, but it could be anything. It could be really anything. It could be just exercise, and you can do exercise and really just 5 minutes. You can learn language and can spend at least 10 minutes, and so on. But months, not enough. 5 months is a good time to understand and make a decision if you want to continue that or not. My stream challenge started as a challenge from my wife, who did similar stream series. It wasn't a challenge, she just decided to do 150 days, but she did 152 because she just not fit in the time. Even here she has multiple hour streams every day about healthy lifestyle, about women's life, about all the things which could make people happiest in families, in personal life, all the women's secret, multiple streams about some products, some something you can buy without any receipt, like some essential oils, some exercises you could do. There are streams where they dance, there are streams when they exercises, there are streams when they talk about some psychological problems and so on. And it was really big series, and after that, after she finished, we sometimes talked about it, and I underestimated that work, and she proposed me just to do something similar, and I did, and it was really a game changer and mind overturner for me. I really understand that the persons who do some such things, such type of the work, they're really dedicated. During my streams, I'm not only increased belief in myself, in my ability to overcome laziness, procrastination, and other things. Also, I improved slightly. My English is still not so nice, but much better than before. I overcome my fear of camera, looking into the camera and talking to the camera and uh, hanging up. I could hang up even now, even yesterday. I was slightly tired and I did like very old computer resolving very complex tasks. But overall, yeah, it's improved a lot, and it's probably could play a role even in my different other works and exercises. So yeah, it all good. And of course, content of the streams. So we not only talked about some software challenges, but a lot about some psychological aspects, some reflections, etc. And during that, I also changed a lot of my mind about multiple things. We, of course, discovered a lot of things which could help to be more productive, more organized, more focused, and so on and so on, including multiple things, including some tools like this nice, beautiful Pomodoro timer, which could count like 50 minutes or like 25 minutes or 5 minutes. So, but and some cards I try to show that cards before and accidentally stop the stream. I will not show, but we talked about that a lot. So all the type of diaries, notebooks, and to-do list for the days, which help to be more organized and keep multiple things under control. What you need to do, your finance, your time, and so on. Of course, it will help, but more importantly, of course, your how you feel. How you feel, if you feel safe, or let's say if you feel cozy inside yourself, if you feel calmly inside yourself, and to feel calmly in that time of change. And believe me, it's a great time of changes, and we could see that just with our own eyes how things crazy going on in the world. I'm not talking about all known wars which are ongoing right now, all multiple overturn of some governments in some countries, and so on, with all that events, with all that truth unfold and more truth not unfold yet. So, but yeah, we'll see a lot of that things, and we slightly look at the news and we discuss them. And yeah, for those who are on the streams, it's visible that there are a huge time of the changes. Look at AI. Look at the speed how AI is improving over the time, and all the updates we see mostly every day in December is very rich for events in the AI scene. So, but yeah, we come that it's very important to have internal belief, internal acceptance of everything, internal love, and to be able to build that small island of coziness, love, and acceptance where you could invite your closest one, your family members, and where you could be yourself, where you could protect yourself even from your own thoughts, where you can allow yourself to be true self, and where you could be protected again even from your own thoughts. It's very important addition for everyone who has a procrastination, laziness, on other, I'd say, slightly psychological problems, because all of that comes from past, from childhood, or maybe from different other periods in your life. And there are some programs, if you talk in software development language, which lived in you and which urge you to blame yourself for something, and they like just took energy from that blaming and from that over controlling yourself and so on and so on. Of course, they are blocking your further development and your further happiness in this life. So yeah, it was interesting and nice how I came from all that multiple things, which are still worthy and worthy a lot, the techniques to the more important, yeah, question of self-coziness, let's say that. On software development plan, we built a beautiful toolkit which called YouTube AI Helper. We started with, I'm sorry, with building our tool, which was command line utility, which just can download video, transcribe it with Whisper. We used local Whisper, execute OpenAI script, and so on from just command line with curl program. And then we slightly try to develop that, and for example, for Python script, we have a very solid product as of now, which we using to update my streams every day. So I just start that product and update my stream without any human interaction. So I just set up it, and as you see, for example, it's previous execution of the stream of the tool. So I just called the tool with full process and update YouTube flag, and I just provided my live stream. And I did execute it right after my live stream is ended. So of course it's not enough time to be video to be able to download from YouTube. Of course you can have it locally if you do with OBS stream or whatever, but I just show how it could be done very generically. So it's start to download video about 12:30, and it's ended to download video about 12 let's see when we have next 12:33 probably, because 12, okay, actually probably we started 11, yeah, we started at, okay, sorry, 12:30 successfully initialized exist downloading video 30:51, and we preserved the video about, so it took us about 3 minutes to download the video. And yeah, then 30:34, yes, then 12:34 we start to do other things like transcribing it, compressing to OGG, transcribing it, sending the transcription, and then we try to improve transcript with some custom AI script, custom AI prompt, I'm sorry, and we preserved improved transcript. We saved all types of transcript, including SRT, TXT, LLM SRT, which is simplified version of SRT to send to models. They tend to like it much more than just clean SRT because they're text model. I did more texty. And then we just using our default configuration and send request to generate something like our prompts for let's see, for title, for keywords, for description, and beta chapters which are just moments in time when the topic is changing. So we create some content for video which is called video chapters, so video sections, and then we just do some substitution in different prompts and go to YouTube and update everything also fully automatically, because we already have that right to do that. It's our channel, and we have proper token preserved, and it's verified everything. And we even not only update some video attributes like title, keywords, descriptions, but also we replace subtitles, and we put pretty good subtitles, even better than YouTube generate itself, for at least for other languages than English, but even in English, it's because we do process and improve that subtitles. It fix all the issues. It's created proper sentences. It's replaced some names with proper ones, and it replaced some badly recognized words with other words which have more sense, but without breaking the transcript. So it did a much better job. And at the end, as a result, we received here something like in live section. Let's see our previous one. It would be this. We received the title, which has AI evolution and humanity future, and it created some cool description with some key highlights and some video chapters, as you see, and some text to join the stream, etc. It's also created some cool keywords here about all of those. And in subtitle section, you will see that we have, we couldn't remove those because it's automatic. Oh, it's automatic, and they weren't generated at the time we did that, but we created also proper English subtitles, which we completed our own way. And you see, they're much more interesting than the default one, because there are much more sentences, there are some punctuation and other things. Of course, they would be much simpler to translate into different language in case of need, because if you see those translations, so it's just uninterrupted text, and it's just interrupted text which would be very hard to translate with the same meaning and with everything. So we probably even could remove those subtitles just to have better one like this one. Welcome to my stream. I'll bring more light. We have to test stream. I've just gone to my channel. Cool, welcome. You see, it's pretty cool sentences, and even if you go to the very end, we'll see the very similar things. Okay, guys, see you. And final day of my challenge. So yeah, of course, sometimes they start a sentence on one and continue on others, but it always continues sentence. Like here, you see 4 subtitles for one sentence. Oh, actually, no. For my moment, 3 subtitles and another 2 for another one sentence. And it would be much more simpler to translate, I believe, much more simpler. So you saw it, and I didn't put a line here. I mean, I didn't write a line. I just executed the script, and that it did everything for me. So it's only one of possible usage of our tool. Of course, we could generate some of the files because we preserved all that locally on our local file system. We generate folder for each video. We could execute those commands for multiple folders, for multiple videos, for multiple URLs. So it's all really cool things, and we could process even multiple videos from our channel or from other channels, or we can download just all videos from one channel, transcribe all of them, execute some summarization, and then build a very simple program to do final summarization of all the topics discussed in all the streams, and so on. And of course right now it's using some of the money because we are using we use OpenAI SDK. We have ability to choose how we want to access that SDK through OpenAI SDK or through Azure OpenAI SDK. But it's quite simple to add more way to execute LLM models, especially those which support OpenAI interface. And we think about try a local model It's here. So we try some free LLM models for prompts, and we even downloaded a Llama 3.3, which is very cool model so far, but I just don't have enough memory to execute it. I try to improve the memory limits, memory files, but the thing is that such models should be fully in memory to have reasonable amount of response time. They should upload into memory all their parameters, which about 45 gigabytes of parameters, 44, 45 gigabytes. And if you don't have such memory, you couldn't execute it. We could try the same thing with other models, with maybe Llama 3.1, or I have 3.288 billion parameters. So Llama, oh, let's just do CLC, Llama list, if I'm not mistaken. Llama. So we have, yes, we have Llama 3.2, which is really small, and we have Qwen, which is bigger, but I'm not sure about those content window sizes. With frontier models, we have at least 128 kilobytes of context window, which allow us to process all our transcript without losing anything. And probably it's just size of very long book. So most probably we could transcribe even multi-day stream without any issues, or fix all the transcripts and everything. Of course, we could divide it into smaller chunks, like we did with some parts of our code, but it all requires some work. So we could try that. Probably Llama 3.2 or maybe some other model. Qwen is more reasoning model, if I understand. Probably it will not work well with our task, with our prompts. But what we want to try is GPT-4o Mini, which is super cheap. You probably will spend less than $1 for week of your streams to process them with such models. So we of course could try to do that. Give me 1 second. One second. Okay, some communications I need to respond right away. Okay, something on the way, some hosting, yeah, bill, automatic bill statements, etc., etc. But yes, there are some communications which I need to reply because I'm waiting for it, and I have to orient person with time. I will be available. Okay, so it's about our Python script upgrades, and I think So yeah, need to return into the context of our stream. So the question is, I have a lot of ideas how to improve those streams and make them fun, at least for myself. And when something is fun for yourself, of course, it would be fun for everyone else. And one second. I just need to close something. Yeah, a lot of stuff. So we have projects YouTube AI helper. Let's create folder it would be romantic developer channel. And in that folder we could create some new file. Let's create Google Slides. Oh, investor pitch desk. So cool. So cool templates here. Science presentation. Get the object. So what we will use, which template we are going to use, or we just go with empty template. Let's go with our plan, but we could call it romantic developer YouTube channel strategy plan for 2025. Romantic developer streams. Let's call it YouTube. And probably we could make even that thing at the middle. Do we have something like that? Feed, borrow, maybe here. No, YouTube. How to arrange that to the middle? Is it any tools for those here? Oh, arrange center. We need horizontally. Yeah. And maybe we could do something like that once again. Okay, sounds crazy, but let's start. Yeah, it's it's a full slide with some data here you see. So but what we will go with, it's our agenda ground. So let's put here, what is the action plan? SWOT analysis, market size, vision, action plan, key points, here, timeline, questions. So let's call it plan. It would be our plan for our YouTube channel, and it would be something like YouTube channel here. Okay, and here what we will going to do, at least on very high level, it would be interesting. Let me open my stream once again, just so I not miss it. Okay, here it is. So let's call it action plan. So right now I don't have, except one short, no videos present on my channel. So probably we need to do shorter educational videos. And not so useful. And what we can do, what those videos could be about: how to download any YouTube video or audio. Yes. How to transcribe for free with local whisper, Google Colab, OpenAI SDK, and others. Maybe, you can make it bigger, like here, how to use a local YouTube AI helper Python tool. What else we could write here? What is interesting videos? We could write something unique. Anything on performance or self-performance organization. Will it help? We did some research here. We did try to use several things. I know that there are a lot of videos on that matter, but maybe our video would be a help for someone. Maybe we could write it. Okay. And for shorter educational videos, what would be a good period of how many videos we should write or record about? From that list. I think if I'll do more than one video a week, it would be too much. Maybe we could step on about one video per week, or maybe one video per 2 weeks. If we don't do the video too long, maybe we could divide some use case to separate videos. Maybe we can do a video per week. For sure, it would be not so complex. So let's do one video. Let's do below here. I just want one video per week. And what's the day? Maybe Thursday, because I already busy on Saturday, on Sunday, and on Tuesday. Opportunity. No, next. What else we could do? Interesting things. How it would be interesting for us? Maybe generate questions to the next. Use AI to provide discussion starters. What I mean, maybe we could generate some, let's call it something like create additional prompts which will take into account, view previous, full previous stream and summary from several previous, to ask view to provide view starter points for the next stream. Okay, because I don't have a lot of questions from people, what if I could use ChatGPT to do that? So let's create something like that. Yeah, it's not the best tool to organize all the things. But at least we could see something here. Okay. And vision. From here to, I believe here is fine. Okay. With that thing we could work slightly later. Let's call it to do. Let's call it to do. So use AI to provide discussion starters. It's pretty simple to implement. It would be just, it would be just using the same pattern we already using today for generating everything, just to create some topic and to create some several topic starters. And we could even use some smarter model like O1 to generate all of those, just to see how it will work. Okay, what would be our next plan? What we have discussed? What we have discussed from things which could help make the stream more engaging for myself, and maybe for you, but at least for me. So I would have those communications. Of course, building a chat bot for YouTube, and it could do several things. So let's try to, first of all, it could grow the YouTube space. YouTube space for similar channels or videos, and leave some interesting comments. Let's say after approval. Next thing what it can do. Of course, it could participate in live video chat and answer basic questions. Basic questions. Other thing that I think about doing recently, it's real-time OpenAI SDK. Try to get idea about what is discussed right away on the stream, and if there are no much interactions. Ask some questions or put some comments, ideas into the chat. So with that, I will have that full ability to see that someone is present here with me. I understand that it's chat, but at the same time, I mean, I understand that like LLM, but at the same time, it would be cool. Of course, it would be. And now's the question if I could somehow create that thing so they could be used by others, but at least for my stream, it would be really cool. Of course, software development part, and it would consist of building YouTube AI helper in cloud, it would be built on all the mentioned tools, at least partly online, discuss their possibilities and architecture. Of course, we already using a lot of tools which we could call AI tools, but let's say other AI news tools review to do. I just want to put it here because yeah, when I started those streams, you remember we didn't know where we will go, but while those streams are going, you know, I also remembered that we decided to, not we, probably I, but it's fine. Let's put it as 7. Create shorts projects from streams. So what is that about? We already implemented partly that thing. We want to create shorts ideas and correspondent projects for different tools like Premiere Pro based on stream. I call it first part because in first part we discussed a lot of like how it's called, a lot of interesting things not directly related to some coding, and automatically create shorts as a result. So maybe we could create automatically shorts because really with more and more things in my plate, I believe it would be beneficial to have ability to do something completely automatically like we do with the streams today, like we do with description of the streams. Oh. So let's say it's our action plan, and we could add more things into that slide deck, like we did with our different tool, with Python tool, and it helped us to organize. Oh, yeah, I'm doing something. I'm closing some part. I'll open templates, and it should move the thing. So you could see, and I could slightly make it smaller. Okay, I can do something like that. Okay, now it should be better. So we created some action plan, and we will discuss how to move forward with that action plan during our next stream. So I think that would be a good start for continuing that stream series, and probably we could start a new stream series. Who knows? Right now, while we not implemented at least basic things, at least maybe some AI chatbot, I believe it would be a good start of new stream series, like late talks with AI or something. Maybe it would be much more interesting for other to see. Yeah, because we talk so much about AI and we use so much it would be silly not to use it real time for our streams, of course. Okay, guys, I wish you a good time of the day. I wish you the thing which I started with. I wish you to remain calm in that world, and that calmness is only possible when you accept everything happening around you, accept everything happening in this world. There are many things which very hard to accept, but I mean, you could see on the nature, like it's accept all the ugly things like humans can do, or others. I mean, they don't have any choice. You believe me, you don't have any choice right now other than accept the things, unless they are near you and you can change them. But I mean, on the second part of the world or in the governments, most probably you will not. You couldn't change that. You just need to accept and look. What you can do is change your surroundings, and especially starting from creating some cozy environment for yourself, creating some small island where you would be safe, where you would be in coziness and acceptance and love, and just invite to that small island others who live with you. Just give them a gift of your acceptance, of your love, of your of your warmth, of your heart warmth, and so on. So yeah, just stay calm, do what you need to do. Uh, yeah, I wish you deserve healthy life, and you deserve a peaceful sky. But it's not something I could. It's something I wish everyone to deserve that, you know. But at the same time, we already talked so much about that most people are so angry that it's not possible. It's very would be not logical to have all that peaceful, all that wisdom, everything, if people are angry and stupid and so on. So yeah, I wish you to deserve something good in this life. And see you tomorrow. It would be 153. It will be continue after that critical date, and we will start implementing our action plan. We will start implementing our action plan. At the same time, we will complete our Python script upgrades, so we could record some shorter educational videos. And when is my first video? Oh, it's next Thursday. Maybe I'll record it earlier, but yeah, we will make it online probably next Thursday, or maybe some other day. Yeah, put in comments what you think about it. Put in comments after the stream all your questions, all ideas, and yeah, I really would like to hear them. Okay, good luck, guys. See you.